Alright, let's look at the practice exam 2, problem number 10. Alright, so you have this original function given, and we want to find the formula of f inverse. Alright, so let's do that. So first, we're going to just write it as y equals 1 plus square root of 3 plus 6x. Right? Right, so we're going to solve for x. Right, so first we're going to subtract 1. So you have a y minus 1, and the 1's gone. So it's square root of 3 plus 6x. Right, now we have to get rid of the square root. So we're going to square both sides to get, we have y minus 1 squared is equal to 3 plus 6x. Right? Now we get rid of 3, so I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So you get quantity y minus 1 squared minus 3 is equal to 6x. Right? Then we can, the last step would be divide through by 6. You're going to get 1 over 6 quantity y minus 1 squared minus, right, 3 divided by 6 would be 1/2. Right? That's equal to x. Right? Then we can switch an x and y. Right? So switch x and y. We'll get, so x is y is equal to, and 1 over 6 x minus 1 squared minus 1/2. Right? So that is the formula of f inverse of x. Right? So 1 over 6 x minus 1 squared minus 1 over 2. Right? So that's the formula. Alright, so for part B, since there must be some restriction, because this is a parabola, so you cannot take the whole parabola because it won't be one-to-one. Right? So what would be the domain and range of this function? Right? So let's look at the domain and range of original function. Right? So domain of this would be, only restriction is because of the square root, we have to make sure that the 3 plus 6x has to be non-negative. We cannot have a negative value inside the square root if you're talking about just real numbers. Right, so if you solve that, subtract 3, you get 6x has to be greater than or equal to -3. Then divide through by 6, you get x has to be greater than or equal to -1/2. Right? So this tells you that the domain of the original function is -1/2 and up. Right? And how about the range? Right? So if you look at this function, f of x is 1 plus square root of 3 plus 6x. Right? So square root of 3 plus 6x, the smallest it can be would be 0. Right? So this guy is always greater than or equal to 1. So which means that the range of this function is starting from 1 and up. Right? So to answer the question, since we're talking about inverse, you just have to flip the domain and range. So therefore, we have domain of the f inverse is really the same thing as range of the original function, which is 1 to infinity. Right? Domain range of the inverse function would be the same thing as domain of the original function, so which is starting from -1/2 and up. Right? So those are the domain and range of the inverse function. Right? That's it. I hope that this was clear.